It is that time for my response to a tweet. My response to a tweet. And today's tweet says, now that Carson is down, when are you going to be critical on your guy? Now that Carson is down, when am I basically going to be critical on my guy? Good tweet. That's why I picked it, because it's a great tweet. Great tweet. And here's my response. For you to even ask this question means that you don't understand how this thing works. You just don't understand how this thing works. Congratulations to everybody that is up in the polls, people that's moving up. That's what happens. People go up, people go down. But you got understanding how this works. See, we're in a contest, per se, to pick our guy to fight against the other side. Polls go up, polls go down. People make their arguments and things of this nature. So if my guy is going down as a Republican or a conservative, why is that happening? Let's take, okay, his own words is making his thing go down. How did you know about his words? Oh, the media showed you. And then so now the media showed you, and then now you look at it and you go like this, oh, I don't like what he said. I don't like how he said it. I'm not going to support him. I'm going to support the person I like what he said and how he said it or whatnot. But the media has nitpicked what he says. I'm not making excuses for you because I'm trying to make a point. So now my guy has said this about Muslims and said this about Planned Parenthood and said this and this, and the media is attacking him. And why is that? See, if you know anything about this process, especially the liberal media, they're notorious for picking our candidates. The one who gets the most attention from the media talking about how negative he is and how messed up he is and how jacked up his words are the ones that the media usually fears the most. So they get that kind of attention. So him going down in the polls is showing me that the media is still strong and it still works. Why? He has one strike against him. He's a black conservative. And no one is not playing a black card. This is just being real about how the liberal media feels about black conservatives. They know that those are the ones that can get the blacks on their plantation off. And they get a different kind of attention. The second reason why he's down is because he's a Republican and a conservative. It has nothing to do with skin color. It's just he's the mortal enemy of a liberal. And they're attacking him and they're pointing out all of his flaws and all of his words and all these kind of things. And it's just showing that it's taking a toll and it might be working. But let's not forget this process now. While you want me to be critical of my guys, as you say, that's going down in the polls, you're missing something else. The person who's at the top of the polls has been there for an unprecedented time in the history of politics. And the liberal media is not focusing on him like they did, as you said, my guy. Why is that? So now we're picking a guy to fight for us on our side. They're picking a person to fight for theirs too. It's obvious that they've already picked the person they want to fight for their side. So what the other side does is just like any competitor. If you had a chance to pick the person you want to fight against, who would you pick? The one you don't want to fight against, you got to pick him off. You got to find a way to get rid of the guy that you fear the most. So you got to pour it on the one that you fear the most. The one that you're not scared of is the one that you're going to boost up and try to make them stronger than they need to be so that they can fight against the person that you want to pick. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that the person in the lead is the weak one and the media's picked them because he's weak. No, let's stipulate for the record, just so that we don't have to get caught up in this so I can make a bigger point, that our guy is the strongest guy and the media don't know what they're messing with. let's say that our front runner, Donald Trump, is the man. So if he is picked to fight against the other side, we picked him to fight against the other side, do you think the other side is just going to roll over and let him win? Because we're about to enter a contest so that we can pick the person to fight for us as a whole. Right? So this whole exercise is to what? Get the guy that we're going to pick to fight for the guy that they pick, to fight that person for the person who's going to protect us as a whole. And we have a front runner that's kicking butt and taking names. But now here's the catch. Something happened to Mr. Trump. He made a comment about Muslims, thousands upon thousands of Muslims cheering during 9/11. They came out, the same liberal media tried to say he was lying and they dug up this, and now he has been vindicated. Justifiably so. I'm happy that took place. But what was his argument? In 2001, there were thousands of Muslims dancing and cheering because America got struck a major blow. That was 14, 15 years ago. The people that will do America a major blow and be happy about it have been here already. They have been giving birth to children. Just imagine if they had a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old back then. And now they've raised that child to be happy when America is dealt a major blow. When Americans die, when America gets penetrated, they're here on this soil because Donald Trump has been vindicated. That means they're here and they have been having children and they have been raising people to dance on our graves. Now we have a president that's trying to bring in refugees. Now we're not talking about the people that's about to come in. We're talking about the people that's already been here and been growing and living for 15 years. And then now the president wants to bring more of them in here that those thousands of people was cheering too over there overseas when America got struck. So people, here's the deal. You can pounce on Ben Carson because he's going down, and you can be cheerleading because your guy is up. And if he is picked to fight for America, he will not be able to do anything for 14 more months. So here's the catch. While you want me to be critical of another American, and you're willing to be critical of other Americans, what are we going to do so that we can come together and protect ourselves until our guy gets to win the fight to fight for us? We need to be together more than any of these candidates. We got to be on each other's side. Why? Because Donald Trump seen 15 years ago a bunch of people here in America willing to dance on our graves. And they want to kill us, and they're cheering people who want to kill us. That succeeded. And we are so busy being divided in a contest to fight for who can fight for us 14 months from now. When are we going to start coming together? Because it's us as Americans that can protect each other right now. It's us as Americans that have to come together and understand the person who occupies the White House right now. We have to be together more than any time in our history. Why? Because we are 15 years removed of Donald Trump seeing thousands upon thousands of people that will cheer when we get killed and are probably willing to kill us right here before we even get the refugees. And all we can manage to do is hate each other over a candidate? Dog each other out? Man, my firearms mixed with your firearms and our neighbor's firearms is what can protect us so that we can even get to that moment. So ask yourself this. While you want to be critical of other Americans, while you want to be critical of all the people that's on stage trying to win this contest so that they can be the protector-in-chief of us, what are we doing to come together and understand each other better than the candidate, because right now there is a president that's functioning right now that seems hell-bent on us not even seeing 14 days from now, let alone 14 months, so that any of the things that they say on the campaign trail, any of the people on the campaign trail can have a chance of representing us. We have to protect us and represent us more than we are at each other's throat to pick a representative. You hating on me and I'm replying to hate, and I'm hating on you, you replying to hate over what? A billionaire that's going to be fine? How many guns does he have? Why isn't he buying us all guns so that we can protect each other? If he loves us this much, I'm not saying he doesn't love us. What I'm trying to say is this: we are not sounding like we love each other. And we are willing to be just as divisive over somebody that can't do nothing for us for another 14 months. And I just don't think it's going to work out for us. We got to find a way to come together, people. Hey, I'm Phil Williams, and that's my response to a tweet on The Phil Williams Show.